Yeah, you are all welcome to this online tutorial Excel Tips Part 3, and this is coming to you courtesy of Barra Tech Resources. Your resource person here is Barra Collins, and I would like to advise, if you've not gone through the Part 1 and Part 2, just go back, and they're just short videos that could guide you through learning one or two things in Excel. And we're here today. I won't be spending much time. We're going straight to what we have for today. And for today, we'll have our workbook that has been opened already for us, and having 3 sheets. Mind you, I told you, when you come to a workbook like this, for you to know where the page ends, you need to come to size. Under your page layout, you have home, insert. Under your page layout, come to size, and then still click on your A4 or any other paper you love to use. Now when you've done that, that's where you see these broken lines telling you that, oh, hey, this is where the work starts and this is where you end. Anything goes beyond this, you're on another page. Are we together? Then these are sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and I take it that we're working on the Benue State government in Nigeria, and sheet 1 can be renamed by double clicking. I can give here to be Boko, where we reside presently. Then sheet 2, I can also double click and name it let's say Taka local government. Then sheet 3, I can just right click. Another way of renaming it, you have your rename here. You just rename, and then you can write your Boko local government area. So let's go back to Boko, and right here in Boko local government, I have some, let's say I have some things to put up here. And let's say in Boko, you're just assessing 1 or 2 things, but I'm just giving this for emphasis sake, renaming. Ideally, okay, let's go back and rename it to, let's say you're a teacher, you're handling JSS 1, and let's say JSS 2, and let's say JSS 3. It makes more sense. Now you have record of students. First column A1, first cell here A1, we're going to give it a serial number to pick the serial number of students. Second one, we'll have the name of the students. Third one, maybe getting their data from their scores in mathematics, have their scores in English. You have their, let's say, English language. You have their score in let's say biology, for instance. Now press enter. Now if you observe something, the mathematics and the English language have overshot their space, and for you to grab them back into their cell C1 and D1, come over here beside C, double click, you get the mathematics. Come over here to D, beside D, double click. You see what's happened. You could as well drag these columns, but dragging him over drag, since we just getting just few values here, you just have to double click and they will be neatly fitted into the cell provided. So let's go ahead and populate this list. We have number 1. Coming to the name, you observe the provision here for the column is too small. It's not much, so you have to drag and then give it enough space. And we're working on sheet 3, not sheet 1. So in JS 3, if you notice what we did in JS 1, the divider here is not there. So right there in JS 3, you can still go to your size, click on A4, so that you'll be guided, so you won't be overshooting. As time goes on, we'll still explain better how, when they overshoot, how you could actually control that. Now have English language. So name, first name is Mercy John. And then you come to mathematics, the person return the value 70, 40, 56, about 60. Press enter key. 2, you have John Vincent, an Englishman. John Vincent scores 45, 56 here, scores 45, scores 70. And then down here to 3, you have Grace Akase, and then we'll have Grace scoring 70, scoring 35, scoring 55. Then finally we'll have Peter Peter Johnson. Then we'll come over here. 60. These names are just, for example, not necessarily real names of people. Please, if you see your name there, that it's coincidence, so don't get annoyed. These are not real scores. These are formulated. Now, we are going to look at one thing today, or let's say two things. First thing, we want to get the total of these very records. And please, because these are headings, I was told by my tutors long time ago that these are headings, and so headings should be bold so that they'll be different from the main entry. So what do? Just highlight, do your Control B. There is bolding, or you can still highlight, go back to your home. After highlighting, go back to your home, and then see your B is there. Are we together? Then let's do the total. So based on our previous class as part 2, we were told that if you want to get a total, you can just write equal to, you do your summation symbol, put your summation function, and then bracket open. When you bracket open, another thing I'm going to let you know, just come here, highlight. If you don't want to type C2 to E2, just come and highlight this way. You see, computer has helped you in doing that. Then you just close your bracket and you press enter, and it returns a value of 186. 186 is returned, and this 186, you don't need to go on typing the formula to get all through to 4. All you need to do, if you observe in this cell, you notice this somehow isolated handler. I call it a handler. You see the small box, small square. When you go there rightly, you see a black cross. Let me use the word plus. Go there. There are two things you can do. You could drag from there down to the last 4. See, the values are computed already. Or let me do Ctrl Z. Another way to do that, since you have values, all these places filled up, you could as well go here and double click. You see the values. If these values were running down to to the end of the page, and all these ones were filled, by double clicking, Excel will just go down and compute everything for you. Are we together? Then finally, for today, we are going to look at how to compute the average. Let me use the short form AVG. Now, let me make it look a little bit capital letters. Now we have AVG. Now, average, as we all know, can be done simply by this total divided by number of items. Number of items, now the items are the subject, and we have 3 subjects. So I'm going to just take you through on how you can get the average very, very neatly. There are 3 things you could do. First, you've already gotten your total, and your total, the first value is on F2. So this is what I'm going to do. Equal to F2. I can click here to get my F2. You know your division sign? Yeah, that's your division sign. F2 divided by 3. 3 is the number of subjects or items. Just press enter. Yeah, it returns a value of 62. So still click here and then double click. This is what you've done. Yeah, but if you look vividly, you see that averages, I remember when I was in school, averages are not calculated this way. Look at the decimal places. They are so large. About how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sometimes averages are done in at least 1 decimal place, or maybe if it's getting too much 2, but I know 1 is okay. So what you do to correct that, since these things are still highlighted, just come over here under your number, home under number. You see here it said what? Increase decimal, and here it's saying what? Decrease decimal. So I need to click how many times to decrease? 1. Just click, let's say we are decreasing. So you see what's happening? You see it's decreasing. This is 3.2. So since I've done 1, I can just drag this down and it will replicate. Or I can click on any of the one, drag it up. It will now be extrapolated to the other ones that we have there. That's for average. So this place has been formatted to be one decimal place. So let's go to another way. Let me highlight and delete everything here. Go back to the another way of calculating average. I could as well say this equal to, Excel has a function called average. As you write average, you see over here it's written average. This is what I'm looking for. So I double click so that computer will type it for me and then bring the open parenthesis. They say you should put your figures. So what are my figures? My figures are running from C2 through E2. Now when it comes to typing the cell, if you type small letters, either capital or small letters, you are good to go. So I close my bracket. My parenthesis is closed. After doing that, just press enter. I left out one. C2, there's a mistake here, sorry for that. C22. Yeah, sorry, not minus, this should be a column. C2 to E2, then you press enter. You see the value is also returned. Then you click here and drag down. And you see, it's remaining one decimal place because we have worked on these cells before and we somehow decreased the decimal to 1. So that's how average is calculated from this report. And then since all of them are total, since all of them are different from these values, the total and the average, you can as well highlight all these things here and make it bold, or you could give it a different color if you so wish. And you don't want, you can still leave it like that. You just have to do something that will differentiate it from other stuff. So this is where we're going to stop for today. I hope you learned something very, very inspiring, learned something that you could go home with. And I want to appreciate each and every one of us that are watching this on live, or that will come over here later to watch it when it has been uploaded successfully. I remember our Collins. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be building up on this very list. I'm going to save this work. We'll be building up on it on our later classes. Thank you so much. Have a blessed